The trailer for Heartland Season 19, Episode 3 opens a door to an emotional storm that no one saw coming. The common warmth that Heartland is known for feels like it's fading, replaced by tension, guilt, and uncertainty. Amy seems to be at the center of it all, making one of the biggest mistakes of her life. Something that not only risks her relationship with Nathan, but could deeply hurt Lindy once again. Fans who thought things were finally settling down after the last episode are in for a shock. The trailer makes it very clear that Amy's choices are about to stir up another wave of conflict that could affect everyone at Heartland. We see glimpses of Amy trying to justify her actions, and for the first time, she looks genuinely lost. It's not the strong, confident Amy we've seen over the years. It's a version of her who's struggling to balance her heart and her responsibilities. Her connection with Nathan, which was supposed to bring some healing into her life, now seems to be turning into a source of guilt and confusion. Fans have already started debating what exactly pushes Amy to make this mistake. Some think she's rushing into something new too quickly, while others believe she's finally trying to move on, but in all the wrong ways. Either way, her decision is about to have serious consequences, and not just for her. The most heartbreaking part? Lindy. Once again, the trailer shows her caught in the middle of something she didn't ask for. Her reaction is short but powerful, and it's clear she's hurt. You can almost feel her confusion and disappointment, the way a child tries to understand something that doesn't make sense. Fans online are already saying that Amy's actions might damage her bond with Lindy more than ever before. After everything they've gone through, after all the healing they've tried to do, it feels like they're being thrown back into emotional chaos. And this time, it's not because of loss, it's because of Amy's own choices. Nathan, on the other hand, is facing problems of his own. The trailer hints that his sister's scandal is far from over. She's not only risking her own reputation, but also dragging Nathan into a mess that could destroy his career and relationships. The quick flashes of his confrontation scenes show a man torn between family loyalty and his sense of right and wrong. It's almost like Nathan is being tested in every possible way, physically, emotionally, and morally. And as if that wasn't enough, he now has to face the fallout of Amy's mistake. The look on his face when But the real twist in the trailer comes from how the rest of the family reacts. Lou, as usual, is in the middle of everything, trying to hold things together while dealing with her own issues. There's a brief scene of her confronting someone, probably Nathan's sister, and it looks intense. Lou has always been the one to stand her ground, but this time, it feels personal. The trailer hints at a business scandal, betrayal, and maybe even a confrontation that could lead to someone leaving Heartland for good. Fans are calling it one of the most intense previews in recent memory. The energy is dark, emotional, and full of unanswered questions. And through all this, the trailer keeps returning to Amy. Her expressions say more than words ever could. There's guilt, regret, and fear written all over her face. It's clear that she knows she made a mistake, but it also looks like she's not sure how to fix it. Whether it's about her relationship with Nathan or her responsibility to Lindy, she's caught in a web of emotions she can't easily escape. And for fans who followed her journey since the very beginning, this version of Amy feels almost unrecognizable. It's heartbreaking to watch her struggle, but at the same time, it's impossible to look away. As the trailer fades out, there's one final shot that leaves fans in total shock. Lindy standing alone, looking devastated, while Amy calls out to her. The screen goes black right before we see what happens next. It's a perfectly timed cliffhanger that's driving everyone crazy. What did Lindy see? What did Amy do that broke her daughter's trust again? And what will Nathan do once he learns the truth? The trailer gives us just enough to make us question everything, but not enough to give us peace. It's classic Heartland. Warm, emotional, but always ready to hit you right where it hurts. Fans are already calling Episode 3 the most emotional and controversial of the entire season. Theories are flooding social media. Some believe Amy might end up pushing Nathan away to protect Lindy, while others think this is the beginning of a much darker story arc for her character. Either way, the trailer promises heartbreak, confrontation, and maybe even redemption. One thing's for sure, this episode will change the tone of Season 19 completely. The trailer's tension doesn't stop there. It keeps building, scene after scene, like a slow-burning fire you can't look away from. What's striking this time is how everything feels so personal. Every moment, every line seems to carry weight. It's not just about romance or drama anymore. It's about trust, guilt, and the choices that define who these characters really are. Amy, who was once the emotional anchor of Heartland, now seems to be the one creating waves of instability. You can almost sense her desperation to hold things together while everything around her begins to fall apart. And the most shocking part? The trailer makes it feel like this isn't just a temporary problem. It's the beginning of a major shift for Amy's character. We see her walking through the ranch, alone, with that distant look in her eyes. She's clearly thinking about what she's done, but there's something heavier behind that expression. Something that looks like fear. It's the fear of losing Lindy's trust, the fear of being judged by her family, and maybe even the fear of realizing she's becoming someone she doesn't recognize. The trailer gives us only a few seconds of her silence, but that silence speaks volumes. It tells us that Amy's mistake is going to haunt her far more than anyone else's words ever could. For years, fans have seen Amy as the moral center of Heartland, the person who always tries to do what's right. But this trailer flips that image upside down. For the first time, she's the one who crossed the line, and she knows it. And then there's Nathan. Poor Nathan, who can't seem to catch a break. He's dealing with one disaster after another, and the trailer shows that his patience is finally wearing thin. There's a moment where he's sitting in his truck, looking out into the distance with that defeated expression we've seen before. But this time, it's different. He's not just tired, he's broken. You can tell he feels betrayed and confused. Not just by Amy, but by everything happening around him. And honestly, who can blame him? This man has been trying to do the right thing, trying to be part of Amy and Lindy's lives. And every time he gets close, something pulls him away. The trailer doesn't show exactly how he reacts to Amy's mistake, but the tension is written all over his face. Fans are already saying that this could be the moment Nathan finally snaps, or finally walks away for good. The interesting thing is how the trailer builds suspense without giving away too much. It's like the editors know exactly how to keep fans talking for days. There's one quick shot of Amy and Nathan standing in front of each other, both visibly upset, and then it cuts. No dialogue, no explanation, just tension. That single shot has already started a storm of speculation. Did Nathan confront her about the kiss? Did Lindy tell him something that broke his trust? Or is it something completely different? The lack of answers makes it even more powerful. And if there's one thing Heartland knows how to do well, it's letting emotions speak louder than words. Meanwhile, Lou's storyline seems to be heating up just as fast. The trailer hints at a serious confrontation between her and Nathan's sister. You can practically feel the tension radiating from that scene. Lou's tone, her body language, it all says she's done playing nice. For once, she's not just defending Heartland as a business, she's defending it as a symbol of honesty and loyalty. Lou has made questionable decisions in the past, but this time, she's clearly standing on the right side of things. It's refreshing to see her take charge without letting her emotions cloud her judgment. Fans are actually rooting for her this time, especially after the way she helped uncover the earlier scandal. If the trailer is any indication, this face-off could easily become one of the most powerful moments of the season. But while Lou fights to protect Heartland's reputation, Amy's personal life seems to be crumbling faster than ever. The trailer gives us a glimpse of a family dinner that starts off warm, but quickly turns awkward. You can feel that something's off. Lindy is quiet, Amy is distracted, and Nathan looks like he's forcing himself to smile. It's the kind of scene where you know something is about to explode, but you don't know when. And just when you think things might calm down, the trailer cuts to Amy walking away from the table, leaving Lindy staring after her. Fans online are already debating what caused that moment. Did Amy lose her temper, or was she just overwhelmed? Whatever it is, it's going to leave a mark. The emotional weight of this trailer is unlike anything we've seen this season. It's not just about who's right or wrong, it's about the consequences of love, fear, and miscommunication. Amy's actions might have come from a place of vulnerability, but the pain she's causing seems unavoidable. And as much as we want to root for her, it's hard not to feel frustrated. Fans are torn between sympathy and disappointment, which is exactly why this trailer works so well. It pulls you into the story, makes you question every character's motives, and leaves you desperate for answers. What makes it even more intriguing is how the trailer ends one of its sequences, with Amy standing in the barn, holding something small in her hand, possibly a photo or an old memory. She looks like she's remembering something painful, something connected to Ty or her past life. It's such a subtle but emotional moment that reminds us of how much she's lost and how much she's still trying to protect. That 1 second of reflection gives her mistake a deeper layer. Maybe she's not being careless. Maybe she's just tired of holding herself back from living again. But even if that's true, it doesn't erase the pain it's causing Lindy. So, as episode 3 approaches, the big question remains: will Amy be able to fix what she's broken, or has she crossed a line that she can't come back from? The trailer teases heartbreak, confrontation, and maybe even redemption, but it refuses to tell us which one we'll get. And that's what makes it so powerful. Fans are already marking their calendars, preparing themselves emotionally for what could be the most shocking and heartbreaking episode of Heartland yet. If the trailer is anything to go by, episode 3 is going to test every bond, challenge every relationship, and remind us once again that even the strongest hearts can make the biggest mistakes. The more you watch the trailer, the more it feels like episode 3 is building up to a massive emotional explosion. Every frame seems to carry hidden tension, and every character looks like they're standing on the edge of something that could either destroy them or push them to finally grow. This isn't your usual calm, comforting Heartland episode. It feels darker, deeper, and way more unpredictable. And let's be honest, fans have been waiting for a shakeup like this. For too long, things at Heartland have felt safe. But now, it looks like every character is about to be forced out of their comfort zone, starting with Amy. From what we can tell, Amy's biggest mistake isn't just about what she did. It's about how she handles it afterward. The trailer makes it clear that she's trying to cover it up, to keep things under control, but deep down, she knows that the truth always comes out. You can almost see the panic in her eyes, like she's constantly waiting for someone to confront her. And that's what makes this so intense. Because we all know that Amy has always been honest, even when it hurt. So for her to start hiding something, that's not just shocking, it's heartbreaking. It shows that she's scared. Scared of losing Lindy's trust. Scared of ruining her chance at happiness with Nathan. And maybe even scared of being judged by everyone around her. And speaking of judgment, you can bet that Lou won't stay silent for long. The trailer gives us just a hint of it. Lou and Amy standing in the kitchen, the air thick with tension. Lou's expression says it all. She knows something's up, and she's not the type to let it slide. For years, she's been the voice of reason, the one who calls Amy out when no one else will. But this time, the stakes are higher. Lou's dealing with her own crisis with Nathan's sister, so her patience is already stretched thin. If she finds out about Amy's mistake, especially the way it's affecting Lindy, there's no telling what she'll say. Fans can already imagine the argument, full of hurt, disappointment, and brutal honesty. And honestly, maybe Amy needs that wake-up call. Meanwhile, Nathan's storyline is spiraling in a completely different direction. The trailer shows him in a quiet moment with Jack, sitting at the ranch, trying to make sense of everything. Jack, as always, plays the voice of wisdom, reminding him that sometimes doing the right thing doesn't mean doing what feels good. But you can tell Nathan isn't just upset about the situation. He's questioning himself. Has he made a mistake by getting involved with Amy too soon? Is he really ready to be part of Lindy's life? Or was he just fooling himself? Those questions linger in the air, and the trailer leaves them unanswered. It's a side of Nathan we haven't seen before. Vulnerable, uncertain, and emotionally raw. And just when you think you've seen the worst of it, the trailer throws another curveball. There's a quick glimpse of Lindy crying in her room, holding something close to her chest. Maybe a picture, maybe a letter, maybe something connected to Ty. It's such a short scene, but it hits like a punch. Because no matter how much time has passed, Ty's shadow still looms large over Amy and Lindy's lives. Every choice Amy makes seems to echo back to the loss they both suffered. And in this case, that makes her mistake even harder to forgive. It's not just about romance, it's about a little girl still trying to understand what family really means after losing so much. Fans are already speculating that episode 3 might finally force Amy to face the emotional scars she's been avoiding since Ty's death. The trailer suggests that she's been trying to fill that void too quickly, and it's starting to catch up with her. And honestly, it makes sense. She's human. She's been through trauma, loss, and heartbreak. But the way she handles those emotions now might define the rest of her story. The question is, will she learn from it, or will she keep repeating the same mistakes? Another big moment in the trailer that fans can't stop talking about is the tension between Caleb and Nathan. It looks like Caleb finally steps in to have the talk with Nathan, the one that no one wanted to have but everyone knew was coming. Caleb has always been protective of Amy, even if he doesn't always show it the right way. So when he finally confronts Nathan, you can tell it's going to be awkward, intense, and probably very uncomfortable for both of them. From the quick flashes we see, Nathan doesn't take it lightly. His expression is serious, almost offended. It's the kind of scene that promises fireworks. And while Caleb might think he's doing the right thing, there's a fine line between protecting Amy and overstepping. And fans are already divided on which side he's on. But here's the part that really gets under your skin. The trailer's music. It starts soft and emotional, the kind that makes you feel hopeful, but halfway through, it shifts. The tone becomes haunting, almost eerie, as if warning us that something big is coming. It's a subtle detail, but it changes the entire mood. Suddenly, every smile looks forced, every hug feels tense, and every moment of silence feels like the calm before the storm. That's when you realize, this episode isn't just about one mistake. It's about the consequences that follow. It's about how easily love can turn into guilt, and how even the strongest relationships can fall apart with a single decision. As the trailer nears its end, we get that one gut-wrenching scene that leaves fans completely unsettled. Amy standing at the barn door, watching Lindy walk away from her. There's no dialogue, no music, just the sound of footsteps fading into the distance. It's simple but powerful, because in that silence you can feel everything. The regret, the heartbreak, the fear of losing what matters most. And just like that, the screen cuts to black with the words, "This time, everything changes." It's chilling, and it perfectly sums up what this episode is about. Heartland has always been known for its emotional storytelling, but this trailer proves that Season 19 is taking things to another level. It's not just about horses, family, or romance anymore. It's about facing the truth, no matter how painful it is. And for Amy, that truth might be harder to face than anything she's dealt with before. Fans are preparing themselves for tears, anger, and maybe even a few surprises that no one saw coming. Because if there's one thing we've learned from this trailer, it's that Episode 3 isn't holding back. It's about to change everything. By now, it's impossible to ignore how heavy the emotional tension feels in the Heartland Season 19 Episode 3 trailer. Every frame seems like a warning that something is about to break. The relationships that once felt unshakable are suddenly fragile, and every character looks like they're fighting their own silent battle. What's making fans so restless this time is that no one is completely innocent. Every person in this trailer carries some level of guilt, fear, or regret. And it's fascinating to watch how those emotions collide. You can tell that this episode won't be about big, loud moments. It's going to be about quiet heartbreaks, those subtle but painful moments where silence speaks louder than any argument ever could. Amy, especially, looks like she's falling apart under the weight of her choices. There's one quick flash of her standing outside in the rain, her hair soaked, her face full of emotion, as if she's finally realizing that the truth she's been avoiding has caught up with her. That image alone says more than any line of dialogue could. Fans can already tell this is going to be one of Amber Marshall's most emotional performances in years. Amy has always tried to keep it together for Lindy, for Heartland, for everyone. But now, she's being forced to face herself. And that's the hardest kind of confrontation there is. The trailer paints her not as the victim or the hero, but as a flawed human being trying to navigate the mess she's created. What's really heartbreaking, though, is how Lindy reacts. The trailer doesn't show much of her, but the few moments we do see are enough to break your heart. Lindy's face says everything. She feels betrayed, confused, and alone. You can almost hear her asking, "Why would my mom do this?" And honestly, it's a fair question. After everything Lindy has already lost, seeing her mother make another emotional mistake must feel like history repeating itself. Fans are already predicting that episode 3 will include a huge emotional scene between Amy and Lindy, maybe even a confrontation where Lindy finally lets out all the hurt she's been holding inside. And honestly, if that happens, it's going to be one of the most powerful moments in Heartland history. Meanwhile, Nathan's situation just keeps getting worse. The trailer hints that his sister's scandal might spiral completely out of control, putting both of their reputations at risk. There's a scene where Nathan is seen yelling for the first time, not in anger, but in frustration. You can tell he's exhausted from constantly cleaning up other people's messes while trying to protect his own heart. And honestly, fans can't help but feel for him. This man has done nothing but try to do the right thing, but somehow, life keeps throwing him into chaos. First, the accident, then the heartbreak, and now, his sister's betrayal. It's almost too much. You can sense that episode 3 might be the breaking point for Nathan. The moment where he finally stops being patient and starts standing up for himself, no matter who it hurts.